Are you ready, Mr. Fernandez?
Ready.
The Board of Trustees of the CrystalCity Independent School District is meeting in regular session today at 6 p.m. Monday, July 19th, 2021, in the Administration Building Boardroom, 613 West Zavala Street, Crystal City, Texas. I'm at this time proceeding to the agenda. Item 1, I'm calling this meeting to order. And what time is it, ma'am?
It's 6:07.
Item 2, roll call and establishment of a quorum. Ma'am?
Mr. Eric Garcia? Can you hear us?
Yes, here. Sorry, I was on mute.
Mr. Reyes Espinosa? Absent.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cruz Mata?
Here.
Thank you.
Mr. Victor Bonilla?
Present.
Mrs. Nora Flores Guerrero?
Present.
Mrs. Melissa Marquez Guerrero?
Present.
Mrs. Peggy Young?
Present.
For the record, we do have a quorum. And again, for the record, I've been asked to share this meeting. If there are any objections, please let me know. That's where we continue with the meeting. Everything's fine? Okay. All right, item 3, moment of reflection. Item 4, audience patrons.
No patrons.
None?
No patrons.
Okay, there are no patrons. Okay, consent action items. A, consideration to approve the minutes for the June 10th, 2021 special meeting, the June 14th, 2021 regular meeting, and the June 28th, 2021 special board meetings. Also, consideration to approve the monthly bills for June 2021. We can take this together, or we'll take each one individually.
I would like to have B brought through separately.
Okay. So let's first take action on A, consideration to approve the minutes for the 3 minutes.
Move.
Motion made by member Nora. Flores Guerrero, there a second?
I second.
Second made by Secretary Cruz Mata. Comments, questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Eric? Oh, taking a vote, Eric? Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, B, consideration to approve the monthly bills for June 2021.
I'll move.
Okay, motion made by member Nora Flores Guerrero. Is there a second?
A motion.
Okay, second by Secretary Cruz Mata. Discussion? Ms. Young, did you have a comment or a question? And
No,
wanted to vote on them separately? Okay. All right. Any other comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in favor. Any against? 1 against. Motion passes 5-1. 6, action items. A, discussion action to approve superintendent's job description and authorize the publishing of the notice of the superintendent vacancy in compliance with section 11.153D of the Texas Education Code. Sir? Mr. Ramirez?
So the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees review and approve the superintendent's job description and authorize the publishing of the notice of the superintendent vacancy in compliance with section 11.153D of the Texas Education Code. And you'll see attached on pages 34 through 37.
it's been looked over properly, there's no, we're not making any errors in the publishing.
No, so this was reviewed by our school attorney.
At this time, accepting motions,
I'll move. Okay.
we move to approve.
Yes.
Okay, motion made by member Melissa Guerrero to approve. Is there a second?
A second.
I'll second.
Second made by Secretary Luz Mata. All right, any further questions? All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Eric, at any time that you think you don't hear me, let me know, okay?
You're good. I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Discussion action to adopt and rescind policy statements according to the instruction sheet for TASB localized update 117, affecting local policies on second and final readings. We're looking at CH local purchasing and acquisition, CV local facilities construction, 3 DEC local compensation and benefits, leaves and absences. Sir?
Mr. President, it's the superintendent's recommendation that the Board of Trustees add, revise, or delete local policies as recommended by TASB Policy Service and according to the instruction sheet for the TASB Localized Manual Update 117 affecting local policies. And this is the second and final reading.
Any motions on the floor?
A motion.
Motion made by Secretary Mata to approve.
I'll second.
Second, made by member Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. All right, C, discussion action to approve engagement of Region Education Service Center 20 for selected contract services as needed for the 2020 through 2022 fiscal years. Sir?
That's a recommendation of the superintendent that the Board of Trustees approve the engagement of Region Education Service Center 20 for selected contracted services as needed for the 2020-2022 fiscal year. This is support services that may be needed to meet the district needs. Because of the time that it would require to come back before the board, we could miss windows of opportunity in some of our services that we apply. So it's kind of like an insurance for the backup of our personnel.
I move to approve. I have I hope in the future we can use Region 20 more and the attorney less.
Ma'am, let's go ahead and let's get a second. Motion made by member Melissa.
I'll second.
Second, made by member Nora Flores Guerrero. Okay, ma'am, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am. Ms. Young? Go ahead.
No, I said I'd like, in the future, I hope we can use Region 20 more and the attorney less. They're a lot cheaper and they're there.
Okay, I had a comment too. I was looking at this thing here and I went down to what it is that, this is what they're actually gonna do. If we contract with them.
Correct.
Okay,
And
They're available.
it's not all of it. It's available, these services. It could be one or multiple, but it's segmented there for you so you can see the different, which is payroll,
Is this
accounts business side, and teams that help necessary.
so we are, the number of services we contract, you're gonna bring it before the board, before or for approval or after the fact?
I would like to have a pool, but I would notify the board if I have an emergency situation that I need to
But,
services.
they help us find consultants and stuff. Region 20, I mean, the special ed one is in there too, right? They're, it's real inexpensive. They help us find, 1 year they left it out, and it's,
That would be in the regular other contractors.
oh, okay,
Bring back before to the board.
okay.
Those are usually more on the instructional side. This is more the business finance side.
I was showing a little bit of concern when I was going over this, because the first thing that came to my mind was, if they're gonna be doing all this stuff for us, why do we need a business manager?
Well, we don't have a business manager, and
I
that's
know,
why.
I know,
Yes,
but
sir.
They won't come to the job, they'll just
if we
consult.
contract with them, why do we need to have a business manager?
Correct. So
Because-
part of the strategy is some of the vacancies we have, but it's also in case we have a level of performance that isn't meeting, I need to supplement and support.
Ms. Young?
No, it's okay then.
Yeah, they don't come do the job for you, they'll just consult with you, help you, assist, but not take over the job, daily basis.
From what I've read, it's pretty comprehensive.
It is.
It covers all these different aspects. My only, the other concern I had was about preparing a check on an emergency basis. But that's the last thing on it, page 67.
There's stuff in on time.
I don't know about, I hope we don't, this is something that we don't ask for or that we don't utilize, because if we ask for an emergency check, we're gonna have to go all the way over there to pick it up.
No. Most of them are through EFT, direct deposit or direct payment. The running of checks doesn't happen shouldn't be happening in schools as much. It's only for the people who don't have bank accounts but all the vendors will have electronic.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
The
57.
emergency disbursements. It's the very last page, sir, 67.
57,
67. It sounds like, it reads like Region 20 is gonna actually prepare the check, and then we'd have to go pick it up over there.
It could be, but this is if they're contracted by the month or for a longer period of time. That's the beauty of this, that it doesn't have to be long-term for the whole year or 6 months. It's for emergency situations. But there are some paper checks, but they use courier. So it would be couriered here.
Now there's cash out.
On the wrong page, 97.
Any more comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Eric? Oh, okay, motion passes 6-0. D, discussion action to approve final budget amendments for the 2020-2021 school year.
Yes, sir. This is the near final budget amendment. I'd like to clarify that. We have been out of fiscal compliance with the budget, gotten to a place where this amendment from fund balance of $913,725.45. However, ESSER buses funding of $325,000 to be reimbursed for that 913. Also, furniture for the pre-K3 Treasures Program of $70,000. And then also HVAC and improvements of $100,000, offsetting a little bit over $550,000 from fund balance. Right now, it's looking like about $400,000 from fund balance. We're not through with the fiscal year, and the ESSER funding, as it comes through in different award levels, we'll be able to look at some of the other things to reimburse ourselves. One is the salaries, which would be $2 million for the 2021 school year that will be added back into the fund balance, and there'll be a wash here in leveling as we get to August. We'll usually have the budget amendment final the day of the public hearing, and then before we adopt the budget, we'll do one more last final budget, have it clean for the auditors.
There's a couple of items that I wanted just to touch upon real
Yes, sir,
quick.
yes, sir.
The district testing coordinator,
Page?
I thought we already had one.
Yes, but it's just balancing the budget. So, what page are you on, Mr. Bonilla?
Page 102, page 69.
Page 69? And what's the account number? Oh, yeah. 19921. That was the payout in where Mrs. Briones used to be in the previous position. She was the district testing and the AEC coordinator. And that was to close out the difference in the payout. And then, of course, she's in her new salary job now after July 1. So that's a little bit of cleanup of adding 3,500. That seems to be, 35,000 seems to be a little high, but I'll have to investigate that a little bit. It should be a little bit less, but I'll look back into that.
The legal services, just,
Legal
we
services?
need to, I mean, it's pretty glaring.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's really something.
Originally 50,000 was budgeted. It's gotten to 182, but there's bills in transition for July, but a lot of this has been carried through from all the,
We could have done a lot of stuff with that money.
could have done a lot with it.
Kids.
Yeah, it should go down.
The other one was the board meeting expense. I personally don't have to eat. Give me a soda, I'm fine. I'm happy with it. But I mean, I don't know what else, what other expenses are there for the board?
That was all the video visual for the Zoom meetings and everything.
Okay, all right, so it's not just the food, all
And
right?
there was only 500 initially budgeted, so it's
Yeah.
kind of low.
And the superintendent awards, what exactly are those?
I'm thinking are those, Anna, the awards, does that include the rocking chairs and other end of the
Yes,
year?
Some of it
Okay.
is that, some of them are,
The service people and all that.
no, that's on personnel. It's other awards that they've done throughout the year for the
Okay,
staff.
so what's your recommendation, sir?
That the board approve the budget minutes as presented for the 21-21 school year.
What is the amount, sir?
$913,725 with 45 cents.
Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll move.
What?
Me?
Okay. Motion made by member Nora Flores Guerrero to approve the recommendation. The amendments to the budget. Is there a second?
I second.
Second made by Secretary Cruz Mata. Any further comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Okay, E, discussion action to approve possible revisions to FNCA local student conduct dress code and/or the 2021-2022 student dress code. Sir?
I was asked to put this on agenda by a board member, Mr. Mata. Mr. Mata, you want to address the board?
Sure.
Okay.
The reason I wanted to bring it up was that there was a concerns from people that are getting phone calls that were concerned about the dress code. They were asking for jeans and stuff like that, so I brought it to the board, see if there would be a consideration to maybe modify the dress code a little bit, just to help out those, especially because in my experience, we buy the khakis and then they also want jeans for the weekend and stuff like that. So instead of having to buy khakis and jeans, I mean, we could do either both or whatever the parent decides to do, but still keep some of the polos and all that good stuff and our dress code. So, and then I got a lot of phone calls from concerned citizens and stuff like that. So I just, said, I'll put it to the board, and whatever the board decides, I'm good with it.
Mr. Ramirez, I had a question too. So the kids can wear the green polo with a jean on a Monday if they want to?
There is no order, even though we put out in the paper Monday, certain things, Tuesday, Wednesday. The children may wear khakis, pants, or shorts. They may wear blue jean pants or shorts that don't have tears or holes. They may wear polos, spirit shirts, any combination of those colors, any day of the week. So we're
So what is,
opening it up pretty lax now.
so what is Mr. Mata requesting?
He's asking for consideration of Gs, but under the superintendent authority on the dress code, I jumped and went in to go ahead and allow that already about the Gs.
So the jeans, if they have the tears, but they have the patches through the back, they can wear 'em, as long as they don't show skin?
There's nothing to expose, yes.
No skin? No like gym shorts, like Nike shorts, none of that?
None of that.
Just denim or khaki?
Tights and and the shorts have to be a couple of inches above the knee.
Okay, so it can be denim shorts or khaki shorts?
So right now, the jeans, if I've understood the dress code, the jeans are only allowed on Spirit Day, special occasions. Otherwise, they'll have to use the khaki pants, what do you call those shorts? Cargo shorts, things like
So
that.
Mr. Mata's requesting that jeans be able to, they can wear them any time of the week.
I'm assuming, is that right?
I'm guessing, yeah, if they wanted to wear
I
jeans,
think he already changed it, no, Mr.
It's already
Ramirez?
It gets to be too much to enforce by the day.
Right.
So we've opened it for the whole week. We've opened it to wear jeans any day.
Where does it read that, sir?
Pardon?
Where does it read that? I don't recall when we adopted the dress code to allow jeans every day. I'm not, first of all, okay, on the record, I'm in favor of kids wearing jeans. I don't understand why back then when it was, the dress code was revised, that they did not allow kids to wear jeans. I mean, we are in Southwest Texas. We're cowboy country, bottom line. We wear jeans. Can I understand about including that they not be torn? Things like that is fine. No cutoff jeans, just straight leg jeans, because I know in my heyday, we wore flared and bell-bottom jeans. So I want to, I don't know, keep that straight leg jeans. So
I remember those days.
good old days, huh?
Yes, sir.
I think it's a good idea. It alleviates a lot of, it might alleviate an expense for families, so,
And also for, teachers and principals trying to enforce it, all.
yeah.
This would only be the students, right? Not the,
students, yeah, students. Yeah.
It's a student. I would ask the board's support and the flexibility of the student dress code to allow jeans.
okay, because the policy says jeans, denim pants, carpenter pants, painter pants, overalls, bell bottoms, or white leg style pants are not standard uniform pants and shall not be permitted. So we need to spell out jeans,
Right.
so that I guess denim pants don't have to be jeans.
No,
Denim is not jeans, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's not the way it's defined here, unless we want to also, because jeans are made out of denim. I mean, so I didn't understand the differentiation.
Like none of the denim leggings that some of the girls wear. No.
regular jeans. Not, what are those tight ones they have?
Yeah, those little jeggings, leggings.
Jeggings, there you go.
Yeah.
So at this time, is there a motion on the floor?
A motion.
A motion to allow the students' use of straight leg jeans and denim pants?
Yes, sir.
We did. I'll second.
Specify no jeggings as well.
Huh?
Can you specify no jeggings,
Oh,
no tight fitting?
oh yeah, no tight fitting jeans, I'm assuming, and
For leggings.
it's also gonna apply to the kids will be able to bring, like the cargo pants, there are some cargo pants made out of jeans material, but that would be included.
And they're not that easy to find right now after COVID, especially for the older kids. They're not.
They must be straight leg jeans. That's your motion,
Regular
sir?
jeans,
Regular jeans.
yeah,
Regular jeans.
straight leg or whatever.
Okay.
Regular jeans,
Regular.
like the ones we're wearing right now, me and you.
Yep. Okay, motion on the floor by Secretary Cruz Mata to allow our students to wear straight leg jeans. Is there a second?
Second.
Second made by Melissa? By member Melissa? Any further comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Eric, okay, you're in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Okay, so make sure it's worded properly.
Yes, sir.
My grandkids are gonna be happy. F, discussion action to approve revisions to DC local on first and final readings.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Acting Chair.
Actually, it was the adding of school nurses, but speech pathologists also fall as teachers
Yes.
in there, so I would recommend to the board that it's delegates to the superintendent the authority to employ classroom teachers, contractual personnel, and school nurses, commas.
Okay, sir, we're on F.
We're on F.
Yes, sir. We're in the back, yeah. We're in the back of the agenda.
Sorry.
There's discussion action to approve revisions to DC local on first and final reading.
Right,
That's my place.
that's it. So it's page 80 of the policy.
Yeah, there you go, okay.
Talking about the,
Oh, I see what
in
you,
red, you see the school nurses, but also recommend the inclusion of speech pathologists, speech teachers.
so that's your recommendation, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion to that effect, or is there a motion on the floor?
A motion.
Motion made by Secretary Cruz Mata to approve recommendation. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second made by member Nora Guerrero. Comments, questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Eric, you got it? Okay. Motion passes 6-0. G, discussion and possible action to approve resolution 21-33 of the board approving a one-time salary increase for the 2021-2022 school year. Sir?
Mr. President, we ask that the Board of Trustees approve resolution of the board approving a one-time salary increase for the 21-22 school year. I need to,
My apologies, I thought I put it on, but now.
salary stipend, I mean, the salary schedule.
It's under.
Yeah. Didn't get it?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so over some time, it has become very clear to me what the issue is with compensation. First of all, you have a salary schedule for teachers that is, has a step increase from beginning to 20 years. For quite some number of years, the teachers with experience from 21 to 30 years have had not any step increase, they've been frozen. The recommendation that was, will be coming to the board will be to start the salaries for a beginning teacher at 44,000. It would move the step and amounts of salary for 0 to 20 from 44,000, and it's $700 a step as they move up. It also, the recommendation of the superintendent to include the teachers from 21 to 30 with the same step increment up to 30 years. In addition, because of the historical freeze of salaries for steps 21 to 30, it's a recommendation for the board to authorize a one-time payment for the 21-22 school year to teachers in the 21 to 30, an amount of $5,000. So the whole salary schedule is coming, but this is the board approval for a one-time salary increase for the 21-22 school year for those specified teachers as presented. Questions?
I have a question, just to be clear, I think you did say this, but a first-year teacher would be at 44,000, but a third-year teacher would make more than that, make 46,000 or something.
Hey, what was
Right.
what was the second example?
A first-year teacher makes 44,000, but a third or fourth-year teacher would make more than the 44,000, because the
Yes.
last time they did that, they
Yes.
left the teachers with more experience getting paid less than the first-year teachers.
Yes,
So
no,
everybody goes up,
everybody goes up.
okay.
So the beginning would be 44, then step one would be 44,700, and the next would be
50.
45, 400. So you add $700 all the way to step 30. So,
And then plus the 5,000 only this year for the 21 to 30,
yes,
okay. Got it.
this resolution is for the 5,000. I explained the others so you could see how they're intermingled together. So this board item here is the one-time approval of $5,000 for the teachers between 21 and 30. And if I just said that in the beginning, you'd be lost a little bit because you wouldn't know what's happening to the rest.
That was something that we realized at the last, after we adopted last year, the current year's budget, that we had not unfrozen the steps for those particular teachers. We couldn't go back. We talked to our attorneys and said, no, we couldn't go back, so.
Yeah,
So we're gonna do that, but that's gonna be the part of the regular budget. In addition to that, you're recommending this
Yes.
increase for the teachers from 21 to 30 or 20 to 30?
from 21 to 30.
Okay.
Mr. Ramirez, how about the teachers under that?
They're receiving an increase because the beginning salary moved up to 44. And it's not only the 700 per each step, but remember that 44 moved all those steps. By the time you get to where they were, you're adding 700 each year. If you were 10 years, you're adding $700 each of those years, so at 44, you'd be up there. So that's why we're not recommending the 5,000 too.
0 to 20, they're getting a raise every year. The
Yes.
21 and over haven't gotten anything
Right.
since they turned.
And those 21 and 30 are getting their step open? We're unfreezing them?
Yes.
Okay, so since we don't have anything, can you give me an example of a 13-year teacher? Like, what are they getting?
44,000 plus 700 for each year.
Yes,
Let's do the math, somebody.
I agree.
Okay.
So
No, I did
7,000.
like to see it.
This 5,000 will be paid with ESSER money.
Yes. The ESSER 2 grant has been approved, and they approved $2 million to be reclassified for salaries for 2021. And they also, there's monies for the 21-22.
But that's the thing.
All of these raises will be from ESSER money.
Okay, and how about after Esther's gone? We're gonna be able to support that still?
We're building $4 million into the fund balance.
Okay.
for that.
If we don't shop anymore, we'll have,
No, there'll be restricted money that'll be saved for salaries. You can't spend it.
I have a problem with two positions that are not on the pay table.
A 13,
Yes, ma'am.
We didn't approve them.
59,000?
Yes, ma'am.
So
13 year teacher,
I mean,
like
they're
59,000?
not on the pay table, so we don't know what they're gonna be and
100 a year?
it's under the board. And we didn't advertise for them.
Plus 44?
Now, right now, what we're dealing with, it's just teachers, right?
Yeah, it's just the teachers. The others were federal monies.
Yes, sir?
Mr. Ramirez, the teachers that have been here for over 20 years, how many are they?
I think there were roughly about 18.
About 18 of them?
Yes, sir.
And how long has it been? How long has it been since their salaries have been frozen?
I want to say it looked like it was around 7 to 8 years, but some of you that have been on the board longer can tell me if that's true or not.
I know for the past 5, they've been frozen, because I've been here for the past 5.
Is that about right,
It's been
Mr.?
longer than 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was like more like 15 or 13.
Yeah, I think it's longer than that, sir.
I don't think it's,
Because I know that, using myself as an example, I retired in 2016, my pay was frozen. That was it.
Mr. Bonilla, do you recall when?
Well, when I reached my 21st year, I don't know how long ago that was, but all I know is I retired 2016, that was 32 years. So for 12 years or so,
The raise.
I have reached the max and that was it.
2004.
Yeah, so can you imagine?
So it's been about 16 years.
Wow. I'm sorry for those teachers, to be honest with you. When this was brought up a few months ago, that was honestly the first time I had to hear about this. Obviously, I've been on the board for 2 years, and I apologize for that. But yes, we need to make this right as of now, because they deserve a lot more than just money. So this is, and in the commitment that they've given us over the years without having to leave says a lot about these people. Says a lot about them.
Yes, sir.
Again, I apologize to these teachers. I had no idea, but a few months ago when it was mentioned, like I said, I've been on the board for a couple of years, and I don't know. I don't know why this happened. I think it's just so unfair from the previous board, from the previous administrators. But I think it's just a bad thing. But I do thank them for sticking around. And
Well,
And now
I've been
we're gonna-
on the board for 9 years, and the priority has never been the teachers. It's always been athletics, football field. We never focused on the teachers. We were forever buying stuff that, it wasn't classroom oriented.
well, you could have done something about it, but you never did.
I think that, well, yeah, true. I think that we did start the conversation maybe 2 years ago, I guess, like Eric said, well, that Mr. Bonilla found out that they weren't getting anything, after your thing. But I feel the same way. Oh my God, this past year, I don't even want to think about what everybody went through. Not just, our teachers, but our kids and our staff and everybody. But I think that, the way I see it, it's the year of the teacher. The budget year of the teacher, and, I'm happy for these people, the 21 through 30, and we're finally out there with a starting pay that might attract new teachers to our district. At least it's something. We're not at $40,000, ever since I got here, we've been at $40,000. At least we can say that it's starting pay $44,000. So I'm really happy with that. Mr. Ramirez, thank you, sir, very much for,
Thank all the board for your help and information. It's made me a better administrator on the recommendation.
So is there a motion on the floor to approve the recommendation?
So are these 2 positions included in this raise?
That would be only if they were in that pay range of 21 to 30 years.
Well, I don't think either one are certified teachers, are they? Is that what we're voting on?
Let me get with you right after the meeting. I need you to tell me which 2 positions. I know one.
One of them is the health coordinator, whatever it is.
Yes.
And the other one is the pre-K coordinator.
Okay.
Because, we haven't advertised, we haven't approved the positions. We don't know what the pay is gonna be for them.
Right.
The question's gonna be whether they're teachers or not.
They're not.
If they're not teachers, then they
They're not
wouldn't apply. This.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can we get back to this, sir? I motion to approve.
Okay, there's motion on the floor by President Eric Garcia to approve the recommendation to approve resolution 21-33.
I second.
Second made by member Nora Flores Guerrero. Any further comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4,
One
5.
more question. So I want to make sure that you're correct. You're going to get back with us on these two positions?
I'm gonna what?
Will you get back with us on these two positions?
I'll advise the board, yes.
Okay.
Again, I know there's 5 people voting yes. 6. Motion passes 6-0. H, discussion action to approve the 2021-2022 salary schedule for classroom teachers, full-time librarians, full-time counselors, and full-time registered nurses. Sir?
Mr. President, I ask that table and bring this back. No action.
Okay. There'll be no action on H.
Until later, or,
I just need, I don't have the printout of
okay,
what I sent to Tasby. Tasby hasn't seen it back.
okay.
Okay.
But it's gonna be like I explained verbally, the $700, starting at 44.
Let's go to
Also, no action, please.
on I, no action on the salary increase for hourly employees.
Correct, because it's coming back with that.
All right, no action. Okay, discussion action to approve the revised 2021-2022 stipend schedule, sir?
Yes, sir. So we had some discussion at the last board meeting. We've increased the athletic trainer stipend amount to 5,000. We have the head coach and the band director both at 8,000. And then we have the high school department heads at 2,000. But I had asked for the lead teacher, 1 per grade level, pre-K 3 through 8 for 2,000. I didn't want to recommend just one campus, and I had to look at it from the district point of view for all the campuses. It's not there, but you could write in under high school department heads, or you can put a slash, and you can put lead teacher, because they're called different things.
Yes.
The high school could be department heads, or it could be a lead teacher for each grade level. It's still 4 and 4. So we need that little flexibility and just put high school department heads, or scratch out high school and put department heads or lead teacher. And then each one that is identified would receive a $2,000 stipend. And of course, there's some extra duties that go with that to work with the principal and the instructional coaches.
Yes. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
And so,
There a motion to approve the recommendation as the superintendent?
Motion.
Motion made by Secretary Cruz Mata. Is there a second? Second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by President Eric Garcia.
I had a question, Mr. Munya. I mean, maybe, I think I missed this meeting, I'm not too sure. So why did the head football coach, why did it double from 4 to 8?
we wanted parity with a head band director. Nothing more than that. As athletic director, he has to supervise all the sports, both genders.
Oh, I see her, what I think she might be going to, sir. If it says high school head coach, that could be any,
Okay,
Thank
you, Mr.
any sports. So
I would put high school athletic director / head coach. Those two positions are together, correct? AD head coach? Okay.
Well, it doesn't say football coach here. I'm not too sure.
We can put AD/football head coach. Oh, I see what you're saying too, because the head coaches of the other sports.
All right, so we're gonna have to put another category to separate.
Yeah,
That one would be the head football coach who doubles as the athletic director.
and then,
Then you have the other high school coaches,
yes,
head coaches.
other head coaches, I would recommend $4,500. Because the assistants are at 3,000.
Okay. So this is where I'm gonna have a question. We're trying to be fair and pair up and whatever. I still feel that our cheer sponsors all have the same responsibility, whether one has 10 events, the other has 5. The dance, the cheer, whether it's junior high. I mean, the junior high sponsor, I feel, is underpaid. I mean, to me, they all have a lot of responsibility. They still, whether they have,
Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, do they have fewer games?
maybe
What was the question?
fewer games.
Oh,
Do the junior high and JV have fewer games?
they have the same practices.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Same practices. I know that the JV has the same schedule as the varsity. They play Thursdays, JV, and Javelinas play on Fridays. Varsity plays on Fridays.
But the varsity sponsor, I remember because I was the varsity sponsor, has a lot of more responsibility too, Nora, because they have to prepare the pep rallies and stuff like that when the other sponsors don't have that. Well, the junior high one does. She has to prepare the pep rallies for junior high.
Is she making the same as a JV sponsor at the high school, the junior high?
You say?
I need some separation there. If you could write following the titles in that white area, I'm going to recommend that the high school varsity cheer at 4,000, the JV sponsor at 25, and the junior high at 2,000.
I think that the varsity is fine at 3. I don't think we need to bring it up.
We don't need to.
Be honest, I don't think so.
Okay. I like that.
The other ones.
I like that it saves money.
Yeah, I feel like
Or leave the JV, junior high at 15 and move the JV to 2,000?
Actually, the junior high has more responsibility than the JV.
Really?
Because it's a whole other school, pep rally, stuff like that. The JV sponsor kind of goes along with the varsity.
So you're,
And the varsity sponsor is the one who takes care of, pep rallies, organizing all that. Well, that's how it used to be, I don't know if it's changed. But the junior high has their own thing to set up.
what do you recommend for the junior high?
What is it right now?
it's 1,500 for JV cheer sponsor and 1,500 for junior high cheerleader sponsor.
So leave it.
I mean, I don't know, it's just my opinion. I don't know what you all think. I mean,
That's what it's paying now.
huh?
That's what's on the,
Yeah, it's just that, and only because, we're trying to be fair up here to the coaches. I mean, they're coaches too,
Yes,
know?
but you had voiced at 4,000 to leave the 3,000 for the varsity?
How about 3,500 for the varsity and 2,000 for the other 2? I mean, I don't know, guys, it's just my
That's-
opinion.
sounds more fair.
I mean,
It's a lot of work.
I'm good.
Peggy,
It is a lot of work, it's very involved. They
Bruce,
almost,
You have to deal with a lot of parents too.
Fine with it? No.
I mean,
Hey.
and,
Emotional?
Okay,
they're also teachers.
Eric,
yeah,
do you have any comments on this, sir?
It's a grinder. So, I mean, I feel Nora's to some extent is correct, because everybody kind of chips in, and it's just not an easy task. So, and then, I think the hardest thing for them is it's the parents trying to please the parents. So yes, I think it's hard for any of them.
Deal with parents, oh.
so Mr. Ramirez, 3,500 for varsity and 2 and 2 for, is that what we have?
yes.
Okay,
So We also have the other head coaches at 4,000, is that 4,500 that were left. We added that one more category. Since I took the head coach and made it AD, head coach football, then I'm gonna add a line for other head coaches at 4,500. The head coach of each sport.
So the head coaches from every sport will get a little bump up.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez,
Yes, ma'am.
like, we're under the gun for student achievement.
Yes.
And a UIL coach, this is where the teachers always get mad because they feel like they get nothing and the coaches get everything. And they're done to bring scores up this year. Well, isn't UIL considered an enhancement in their daily work? Isn't that a way to get the kids more involved? And
Yeah, we have all sorts of categories too, depending on the number of UIL events. I noticed that also.
if they get 300,
But usually UIL just has like one event a year or two, the whole year.
Yeah, that's the discussion I had with them, that they need to be more robust and participating. You just can't go to the district meet and that's it.
Exactly, that's all they're doing right now. And maybe this is why, because they're not getting paid enough
Could be.
to do more.
So let's go from the top, from elementary UIL coordinator. You all pencil in as I speak. 2,000 for the elementary UIL coordinator. Now let's find the middle school coordinator. They got, let's go 2,000 for each of those coordinators.
what does a district coordinator make?
That one's blank. And I would make that because they're in charge of all
Everything.
levels. Yep,
They have to go to all the meetings?
yep. Make that 3,000. So all the coordinators from
What do they
elementary,
make now? The district one? I don't have my
I
agenda.
don't have anything there,
Oh, okay.
what happened there, but looking at the others, I'm sure it wasn't more than 15 or 2,000. And then, this is where you get into difficulty because some do more events than others.
But we pay by event, don't we?
Yep,
Or they get, yeah.
so elementary UL, one event is $300. Each additional event's 300, so if you do two, that's 600. You do three, that's 900. And then it's 300 for middle school at Benito Juarez. At Fly, it's $300. At high school, it jumps to 1,000 for one event. It's a big discrepancy.
Yeah, why is that? Is there, maybe there's a reason for that.
Bonilla, can you enlighten us? Because I know you were UIL.
What was the question again?
Why is a high school UIL at $1,000 per event while all the other grade levels are 300 per event?
Well, one reason is that, because I was a UIL sponsor, also UIL coach in the elementary levels, and it's just one event. That comes early in the year, and that's it. There's no advancement.
Okay, in high school,
The
huh?
high school, there's advancement.
All right. I
I
think,
know that's one reason. But the coaching starts, we have to go out there and attract competitors, get them to participate, to join whatever event it is that you're coaching. And we practice 2 or 3 times a week. District competition comes around, or we go to several meets in between.
yes.
High school does, but the other campuses don't.
Elementary Fly, not elementary, Fly Junior High does. I don't know how many they go before they go do district, but they don't go past district.
It ends there for,
Yeah.
Mr. Ramirez, I know in the past, I guess not last year, but the year before, I know there was complaints from some of the coaches from UIL because whoever the sponsor is, or the head person of the UIL, apparently that sponsor was just delegating the tournaments or the meets to the coaches, and that individual wasn't going and they were collecting money only. So we got to kind of keep an eye on that as well, because I mean, right there, if they're just delegating the meets to the coaches, but that person is not going, I mean, that's a no-no.
But
And that's something we have to kind of keep track of.
I think the head UIL coordinator also has to take care of the buses, the meals, permission slips. They take care of all that for the other coaches. That's the way it used to be done. Is that
And I told this person, I said, report it with your principal. The person never did. They never did. So that's, again, it is unfair, but they had the opportunity to speak up and they refused. So just
No, I think-
FYI for that.
I think you're correct, and that comes from having a job description for that, so they can make sure these are all the things that you should do. So
There you go.
I will make sure to have that to go if they sign up for one of these. This is what your responsibilities are, and you'll have to do.
And that same person came to the board table asking for more money, and then that same person didn't go to the event.
No bueno.
Any more comments or discussion, sir? What is your recommendation?
I recommend, Mr. President, I recommend that the stipend schedule for the 21-22 school year as presented with the annotations of lead teacher, one per grade level, $2,000. Other head coaches, $4,500. The title for athletic director, football head coach for the $8,000. The band director, $8,000. The coordinators at each of the campuses, $2,000. The district UIL coordinator, $3,000. And the varsity cheer, $3,500. The JV cheer, $2,000. And the junior high cheer, $2,000.
I have a question. Lead teacher, you said one per grade level, but it's one per grade level, not per subject area?
Well, they can go at the high school or the junior high by subject area, but they would get 4 at high school. They would have 3 at junior high.
Why 3?
Well, there are only,
Math, science?
there's only 3 grade levels, so I was trying to say, but there's 4 core areas. But there are 4 core areas.
Right.
Um,
Because usually the math teachers do their own thing and the English teachers do their own thing. It's like hard to, it's usually by subject area.
When teachers sign their contract, are they made aware of their stipends, like for ESL, bilingual, all that?
Yes, but usually we don't pay the stipend till mid-year. and-
Yeah,
Yes,
but they're made aware, right?
yes, ma'am, they are.
Now they know.
But some, of course, I could be completely wrong now, but I know that some stipends were included as part of their monthly checks during the year, but some were paid twice a year, or depend.
Yeah.
I'll amend my recommendation to have 1 lead teacher per grade level, or 4 at high school, or 4 at Fly. And just so we can cover the core subjects, the 4 departments.
I think I'd rather do the core subjects. Or leave it up to them or what?
No, I like core subjects because it'll be specifically.
Right,
one science, 1 math, 1 social studies, 1.
Right. Takes care of their department.
Yes. And then everybody else below junior high will be by grade level, 1 per grade level.
Okay.
How many teachers do we have with a master's degree?
I'm not sure, Mrs. Young, but I can find out.
They were getting their 1,000 too, right?
Yes.
I think it's that many, Peggy.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Motion,
Mr. Mata did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
changes,
Mr. Garcia.
Okay. Motion made by, oh, yes, you're right. Okay, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Did somebody second?
Yes.
Yes.
It was, motion was made by Secretary Cruz, seconded by President Eric. Okay, motion passes 6-0. Discussion action to approve an additional council position at Sterling H. Fly Junior High. Sir?
Oh, what's that about?
President and members of the board, we're preparing for full return of our students to regular instruction on the school campus. We know that there has been some great impact by the pandemic and the isolation, and we're recommending that we add another counselor at the junior high. We would have two counselors to be able to deal with the counseling and mental health that we project that we may encounter. We have two at the high school, and most likely, as we study the problem more, we might be back with, and these are ESSER monies, they won't be local, it'll be ESSER monies, and it's specifically for the impact of
So would this be a temporary position or be permanent?
I think it's.
For a year or two?
Funding, would be subject to funding, and it would be the ESSER, so it would be for 2 years.
Okay. At least 2 years more if possible.
Yep.
And it's coming from Messer, so yeah, that's good. And all the other campuses only have one counselor, right?
Yes.
Okay, Zavala.
There's one at Benito Juarez and one at Zavala.
One at Tomas.
So we should have maybe another one at high school?
We have two?
Should we have two at high school, right?
Yes.
Okay,
High school.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Adi and,
One of
No,
the,
it's okay.
one of
I
the,
like junior high.
one of my first comments I made coming on board was
high
that
school.
I think, that what I wanted was for the board to consider having a counselor per grade level at the high school.
More,
In other words, having 4 counselors at the high school. That way, that counselor that's assigned to the freshman class is gonna follow that group until they graduate. And then rotate again.
I don't think we have the numbers. I mean, because the guidelines, isn't it like 500 students per counselor? And we have two.
It's pretty high. It's usually recommended about 350, but it has been the standard of 500. Usually,
But just because, it says 500 doesn't mean we have to follow it. I mean.
no, it's
We
dependent
can
on,
swing it. We know how important the councils are to the success of our kids, to the future of our kids. I think that's an expenditure that any parent, I believe, would approve, to make sure that that counselor is gonna get to know their child as that child grows and progresses through the years, to the time they're ready to go to college.
Bill rapport.
No más.
I mean, it's just something to consider, for us to think about. I mean, I still have a lot of hope on that one.
Okay.
I like the idea.
Okay, right now we have two counselors at high school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And only one, but only one position's filled. Did one of them get moved to junior high?
Yes, we're reassigning one to the junior high because there's no counselors. The counselor that was there has resigned and moved out of state.
She resigned, the junior high counselor?
She moved out of state.
Oh, okay, Tracy.
Yeah. So, we're wanting to move one of the high school counselors. The reassignment letter will go out tomorrow. I've talked to both principals and all the principals in the decision. And then later on the agenda, we have a recommendation for another counselor to be hired
For the high school.
for the high school.
So right now,
We'll have two. There's another applicant counselor, fully certified, being interviewed on Wednesday.
okay, you're gonna have two at high school and two at junior high?
Yes,
So if,
I will.
will the one that got transferred to junior high go back to high school, or it doesn't matter, just as long as we have?
Right now, they're gonna be staying at
Okay,
junior high and lead, that,
so we need two additional counselors right now.
correct. And we have one we're recommending today, and then we'll have another one. I don't know how the board feels, but the board feels that they want to authorize me, then we could bring that counselor on quicker because we're behind for the school year.
The year started, let's go on.
Is there a motion on the floor?
To add.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Secretary Cruz Mata to approve the recommendation for an additional counselor for Sterling H. Fly Junior High. Is there a second?
I move. Sorry.
Melissa?
You voted me.
I thought I heard Melissa. Okay,
That's okay.
Melissa. Let's go ahead. Any further comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. All right, okay, got it. Motion passes 6-0. Okay. L, discussion action to approve the awarding of RFP 21-33 student insurance proposal for the 2020, or for the 2021-2022 school year.
Right here, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Let me get this thing here so I don't lose track. So I open or you?
Yes, sir.
I have to open it? I don't have I don't want to take out my knife.
You can rip it.
Oh.
Left on the bed.
So you know how to sort them out?
This one.
Oh, this is the one? Okay,
What's the company's name?
let's see, the insurance proposal, student insurance proposal has been submitted by the Brokerage Store Incorporated. Proposal for student athletic accident insurance. You want to go over the details, sir?
For the amount?
That's the only proposal that was submitted, sir?
Yes, sir. We put an RFP out on the district website. This is our carrier right now,
Oh, okay.
this past year. The broker store has Emeritus Life Insurance Corporation. For all school coverage plan includes UIL activities, enrollment in pre-K through 12 for the amount of $50,500, and an additional alternate option of catastrophic coverage, a $500,000 cash benefit for $1,468, a grand total of $51,968.
58 or 68?
$51,968.
Okay, 52 grand.
It won't include treasures.
Monday?
It won't include the treasures kids.
It should, because, and I'll make sure of that because of the pre-K.
They're considered
That's
pre-K?
what it's called.
Okay.
Pre-K 3, pre-K 4.
Okay.
Good question.
So what's your recommendation, sir?
Administration recommends the approval of RFP 2133 student insurance proposal for the 21-22 school year to the brokerage store in the amount of $51,968.
Is there a motion on the floor? A motion.
I'll
Motion
second.
made by Secretary Cruz,
I'll second.
second to approve, seconded by Member Melissa. Any further comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Okay, here you go, sir. Discussion action to approve the consulting contract with Moak, Casey and Associates Incorporated. Sir?
You remember the board had placed it by your side at the last meeting. Casey is assisting the district in the validation of the chief appraiser certified values and the summary of finance verification of the Texas Education Agency. Mo Casey is a firm that provides all the information and past summary of finance creation to the legislature. They're renowned and known to be leaders in that.
And
That's the Board of Trustees approved the consultant contract with Mo Casey and Associates.
it says here, total fees and expenses are not anticipated to exceed 18,000, sir? that correct?
Correct.
Is there a motion on the floor to that effect?
I'll move.
Motion made by member Melissa
Oh, it was me.
to approve,
It was me, Mr. Bonilla.
sorry,
All right, sir.
Nora for Guerrero, is there a second?
I'll second, CK.
Okay, there you go. Planet that's out in your mind, all right. Any further comments or questions? Go ahead and take a vote, all those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, 6, motion passes, 6-0.
Thank you.
Again, my apologies, Ms. Nora.
Okay, sir.
All right, let's go to action item N, discussion action to approve the proposal for HVAC repairs at CrystalCity High School Science Room. Sir?
Yes, sir. Attached, you'll see a bid, proposed repair of the high school, $19,500. To work to be performed installation of 2 train 100% fresh air evaporator blower motors, replace shortened wires and burnt transformer and OEM fuse.
And, okay, the brand is Train. And that's what's there right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That the superintendent's recommendation that the Board of Trustees approve the proposal by Texas Pro Heating and Cooling at $19,500 for the HVAC repairs at Crystal City High School Science Room. This was originally brought to the board from Train at $167,000. I found out that they were not bidding, looked at it for repair, but that they were just replacing.
Okay.
And that's why we didn't go with it.
So these are monies that we had already discussed with the other,
And are we getting a warranty on their service?
Yes, 2-year warranty.
Okay.
A 2-year, right? You said 2-year, yeah.
Is there a motion on the floor to approve the recommendation of the superintendent?
A motion.
Motion made by Secretary Mata to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second made by member Melissa Guerrero. All right, any further comments or questions? Let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, motion passes. Okay, let's go to action item O, discussion action to approve the purchase of classroom furniture for the Treasures Pre-K to 3 program. Okay, and this is, and if I may ask, what's listed here in the handout that you gave us, sir, that is the proposed, those are the proposed purchases?
Yes.
And can I ask who was involved in the selection? Was there a committee, one person job, or?
It was the principal of Dr. Tomas Rivera and her assistant, and I'm not sure how more in depth the teachers were involved. This furniture for the pre-K program is per classroom, 3 classrooms. So it's 3 times the amount of $32,519. This is to be funded through ESSER funds, 100%.
Funded through who?
ESSER,
thought we already approved it.
we had one originally at 17,000 a classroom, but we went back and readjusted it, so we brought it back to the board.
So the amount is 32,419.24
Per classroom.
Times 3.
per
Times
classroom?
3.
Times 3?
Yes,
$100,000 almost.
Okay.
You mentioned ESSER funds?
ESSER funds, 100%. And that's already been, that SR2 has been approved, this is in the grant.
And that's your recommendation, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, is there a motion on the floor?
A motion.
Okay, motion made by Secretary Mata to approve the recommendation of the superintendent.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second? Excuse me. Is there a second? I second.
Okay.
All right, now go ahead, Ms. Young.
We're buying this and we're basing it on like, how many classrooms and how many teachers? Three classrooms.
3 classrooms.
Any other questions?
Pre-registration starts tomorrow, so if it grows more than 3, we will be back.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
How many kids per classroom?
11.
11 only?
11 and 11 in the other room. There'll be 6 rooms. There'll be pre-K 3, and then, I don't want to call it daycare because it's going to be instruction led by the teachers with.
Okay, that's where they're gonna be rotating,
Yes, ma'am.
but we only need furniture for 3 of the classrooms.
No, it should be the same, so for now, I'm going to say 3 classrooms, and I'm going to come back.
Is that like a compliance thing, that they can only have 11 children in each classroom?
Yes, ma'am, because of
Okay.
age.
Babies.
Because they're babies.
What happened to all the PEP program furniture and stuff? Can we use that?
It was not ours, it would belong to the Memorial Grant, and they took
Okay.
it back.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, motion passes. Item P, discussion action to rename the football stadium. Sir?
I'll go ahead. Last month, there was a presentation made. I don't know if you guys remember. I didn't want to ignore that. I wanted to bring it up to the table, see what you guys thought about, renaming the football field. So that was the reason I brought it up, because I didn't want to ignore, the presentation. I didn't want to ignore the people that presented it and that were here. So I decided to bring it up to the table and discuss it, see what you guys thought about it, and then vote on it if it was a good idea, bad idea, whatever. So.
I had come prepared to say my spiel, but not as the acting chair, but as a board member. First of all, I have always respected who were being asked to name the football field after. I've known him all my life, was Wisconsin, right? I know his contributions. I would not recommend that we name the whole stadium after this individual. I would recommend that maybe, I don't know how it's possible, maybe since his exploits were on the track and field, that we could name that section of it. Or somebody had mentioned maybe the field house, renaming the field house. And another possibility would be to, for example, every year, the Jaulinas have a track meet, and it's just having a track meet. Maybe that can be renamed in his honor.
He already has the cross-country named in his honor. Like, I mean,
Cross-country meet?
yeah, like the Ricardo Gallegos cross-country meet. It is named after him, so that one is already, it's already there. We're talking about a facility now.
Yes, I know, but cross-country only deals with, at the high school level, running 3 miles for the men.
Track and field.
Track and field, there's the actual track alongside, around the football field, and that includes the mile and the 2 mile. And I know that those are 2 events that he participated in and excelled in.
Right.
So that was a possibility. But what I was gonna motion, it's not a motion, but just to let you know that we table this issue. Of course, I would like to hear what you guys have to say, but to table the issue and maybe ask a student body too. I mean, it's always us making the decisions here, But I think that's something that impacts our students, and we asked the high school students, they're already adults, young adults, they can make judicious decisions. So maybe we can bring it to them, or do a survey or something, the administration can do that when the school term starts. That's what I got to say.
Or ex.
Ex Javelinas,
What's the official name of the football field?
Javelina Stadium.
Only the stadium.
And we've always been about tradition, and I see your point of view. I like the idea of maybe naming the track and field, you know, that's a good idea. Maybe even naming a section like, ¿cómo se llama? Where the visitors or home side, the Carlos Garriel's section, or, you know, something to that effect. But I also like the idea, because you did mention, that's a very good point, you know, what about the student body? How are they gonna feel about it? I mean, they have a voice as well, so.
That's very true.
I agree with your logic, so, I mean, I don't mind, you know, tabling it and, you know, having this discuss further with students and student body, and maybe even teachers, see what they think about it.
I think it's just we haven't had the opportunity to bring it back, but I'm not that, you know, we had discussed it. And I'm glad it was on this meeting so that we could hear, you know, what, you know, y'all had to say and stuff. But I mean, I don't mind tabling either to find out.
I agree, table, ask the students.
And are we gonna like put the options for them and or is it gonna be just for students or for community? I mean,
Because there's
how
a
are we
lot
gonna
of
do it?
ex-Javelinas that have, you know, sentimental attachment to that field house, but.
A lot of community members have asked about this. They've asked if maybe they were going to get input.
There you go.
How about the survey on
I say
online?
the survey could be two parts, I mean, it could be
Public.
students and the
Public.
community.
Yeah.
That will really speak of true input for the community, and of course, our student community.
A motion to table.
Second.
Motion made by Secretary Mata to table,
6.
the second made by Member Nora, Ruiz Guerrero. Okay, any further comments or questions? Eric? Okay, all right, let's go and take vote. All those in favor, raise your hand to table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0 to table. Item Q, discussion action to approve the revised 2021-2022 school calendar. Sir?
Page 97 in your board packet, you'll find the latest revision of the school calendar.
Take us through it, sir. Take us
Yes,
through it.
sir, yes, sir. So the first week of August, the 9th through the 13th, are district professional development days. The 16th through the 18th of August, the light green, are the campus created staff development. And the 19th and 20th of August are work days. The beginning of student first day is the 23rd. The red are the holidays. The changes that are before you from the previous calendar that was approved is the early release days that follow the CBA assessment calendar. And this gives teachers, principals, instructional coaches, district support to disaggregate the assessment data, make lesson design plans for the next 3 weeks, be able to look at the assessment construction for the following 3 weeks. So you see early release on September the 22nd, October the 13th, November the 3rd. Also on January the 26th, February the 16th, March the 9th, and April the 19th. Along in the assessment, there are some district benchmarks. There's 3. One is the boy at the beginning of the year, then one in the middle of the year, and one closer to the end of the year prior to testing. All of that information to be used for spiraling back instruction for the TEKS. Remember, we have 2 instructional groups, the current year and the past year, based on the year and a half of regression in instructional levels. Questions?
Is our spring break coordinated with the junior college, so those kids taking dual credit get a spring break?
It's a good question.
Yeah, really good question.
Good check.
Defer to Mr. Mata.
Let me check real quick.
Sir, while you're checking on that, it says there's total student days, 175. I'm used to custom, and usually they give us a breakdown by semester,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't see that. And 175, is that an acceptable amount of days by TA?
Minutes now, right?
Yes, by minutes now. Yes, sir.
All right, okay.
And what we need to think about is planning next year. We have 2 summer sessions, but we need to think about starting school a little bit earlier because you have lopsided semesters. This one attempts to do a little bit of movement in 1 year, and then the second year we'll move it just a little bit more.
Are we going back to starting time 7:50 or?
We're,
A lot of people are asking if,
yeah, we're gonna put something out for this coming week because we need parents to know. Principal's been working on that, but now we need to bring in transportation and see, to have input and see if it's doable.
yeah, a lot of parents last year were like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Because everybody that works has to be at work before 8.
Right.
Nobody had a problem getting their child to school.
Right.
And when we changed it to 8:30, we threw a lot of people and families off by doing
Yeah.
that.
That's usually the recommendation for secondaries, because believe it or not, they get late. But what we did do is move the attendance accounting period to 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
We were doing 9 o'clock and we were hurting ourselves. And so now that we're going live,
We had a choice?
we always had a choice.
Why didn't we do that years ago?
So,
It's early.
I like,
We had a choice.
I like the early start. You know, I'm a little.
For sleepyhead kids, it's,
Yeah, it's
They don't
hard on
get
them.
Yeah.
It's hard on them, but.
I mean, I'm just saying, and I mean, it's something maybe that everybody needs to get back to normal. I still feel, okay, a lot of people are lagging and, I mean, this COVID thing.
It's gonna
threw
be hard
everybody
to
off.
get back on.
Yeah, so I can't start,
back.
I can't start everybody at 7:45, but I need to stagger a little bit. I will need to start a certain group at 7:30 and then the next one at 7:45.
Also because of busing, right? Too.
Yep.
Like, I think that's what we were doing, right? We were doing a couple of years ago, not last year, because everybody went virtual.
Right,
The
right.
year before, entraban the younger ones and then the older ones.
The young
I mean, sir, whatever works.
ones are usually pretty good.
Yeah,
Come in.
they're ready.
Los teenagers.
Any other questions?
Sure.
That does.
It does, excellent.
It coincides?
Yeah. So it's good. We're good, both? Okay.
Mr. Ramirez,
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming this year the Spinach Fest is back on. Are the kids gonna have that Monday off?
Oh, that Monday.
That's the 15th. November the 15th,
Elda's birthday, holiday.
Spinach Monday.
yeah.
I forgot all about that. I'm looking forward to it.
It's called the Mel Fest.
We still have the parade at the beginning too?
Yours too?
The whole work.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
They're getting it together.
So that's your recommendation to approve the revised one, sir?
Yes, sir.
Motion made by Secretary Cruz Mata to approve the revised school calendar for 2021, 2022. Is there a second?
I'll move.
Okay.
Me?
Second by Member Nora Flores Guerrero. All right, any other comments or questions? All right, go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 6, motion passes. 0. All right, item 7, informational Discussion items, superintendent report, and the summer school report. It's over, done with. Test.
It was not, well planned, it was short. It was 16 days. There was a lot of things, and I understand that I came in when this was a previous federal programs director, but we made the best of it, and we tried to support on that. But we had too many campuses, and you didn't have enough feeding spots. Usually you don't run all the campuses, you have 2 to 3 campuses. So we'll be looking at that, and we learned from this school year. And remember that we're gonna have 2 summer schools this coming summer. So that said, this is a report from Dante de la on reporting informational item, the teachers, the number of kids, and
What was the total number of students that attended? So do we have that figure?
well, they have, not by total, but he has it all spread out. He has, by campus, he had 4 special ed at Dr. Tomas Rivera, 41 kinder and 56 first
Oh, I
graders.
see, okay.
And then he had at Lorenzo Zavala, 56 second graders, 40 third graders, and fourth graders were 42, 4 migrants. At BJ, we had about 105 students and 1 special ed. And at Fly, we had 87 students, 7th and 8th. And at CrystalCity High School, we had 110 students. 35 students. Plus, we had STAR and in the course retesting June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
When will we have the results on that, sir?
Should be long. Should have those results back pretty soon.
Any comments or questions on summer school? The summer school report? All right, let's continue with informational items. 8A, TASB TASA Convention.
Yes, sir.
Can we clarify that, sir? Is it still on? Is it gonna happen?
Ms. Anna?
As far as I know, it's still on.
And when is it scheduled? What is the date? Of
24, 26.
August?
September 24th to 26th in Dallas.
September?
September.
Can it be done online?
I did not see that option.
Maybe it's something that,
In Dallas, you said?
I'll send something out more to the board.
because I know registration is,
You need to get in quick if you're gonna,
it's July 22nd.
So what then, Dallas?
that's when it opens. And you want to get in quick if you're gonna
Did you take out my count?
not get the housing.
I know I can't.
Or you'll be 10 miles away.
I can't,
You would think they would have it online.
Can you check on that, Ms. Anna?
I will check it.
Interested?
You're interested? No?
No, I did the SLI.
Ms. Nora?
Yeah, no, my dad's in hospice, Mr. Ramirez, so my time is like really delicate right now.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay, sir. A lot of people don't know.
And I'm the primary caregiver for my parents, so.
Hey, Mr. Garcia?
When is this again? I'm sorry.
September the 24th through the 26th.
September 24 through the 26th?
Yes, sir.
And by when do you have to know? Before then, like Anna?
Yeah, maybe this,
Registration starts July 26th.
Oh. Va a haber late registration. I mean, I just don't know what's gonna happen, you know, I mean.
Yeah. I think it's more doable for me considering it's a Friday through Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's more doable for me because of my job that I do for a living. But I know if it's during the week, it's a little hard. But I think I'd be okay for it.
Ready? We have two on it.
And where is this at again?
Dallas. Big D.
Forty-five minutes, I guess.
All right, let's continue. B, the no findings, CFP, administrative review.
Yes, you know, all the school districts under the CFP administrative review. And there's been mixed results throughout the state. Some have been not met some of the requirements and findings, and there's cause for reimbursement or overcharging. We had no findings, and it looks like that there's no overcharging, and it'll be, if there's anything, it'll be something minimal, but we'll know the final answer when they send the final paperwork. But they did notify us on this. Wasn't the case in all the neighboring districts. In some neighboring districts, they had some findings and some cost overcharging by the provider that the school's contract with.
What part of your staff was responsible for doing all the paperwork?
It was Mrs. Tony working, and also a lot through July with me. We were working in and out on securing the documents. It was for the 1920. I had to go back and look in the records. Some of the records were difficult to obtain, but we worked through buy board. They were wanting to know about the food trailer purchase. They were wanting to know about 3 other items, and we had some difficulty, but we were successful in finding it, working backwards through buy board.
Kudos, sir, kudos.
Yeah.
Congratulations, yep.
Yeah.
Extend to her our congratulations.
Yes, I will. Great job. Doesn't let go. When she starts on it, she digs, man. I'll tell you what.
8C, Zavala County Appraisal District Report. As you know, you also have the business office reports, campus expenditure reports, food service reports, the police department report, the Booster Club financial statements, legal fees, invoices for consultant services, the TEA corrective action memo, and the PEEM summer submissions. Why don't we do it this way unless the board is different? Do you have any questions on any particular one? You go ahead and bring them up. Mr. President, okay, sir? Eric?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Is that okay? We do use that format? If somebody has a question on one of them, they can address it, or we can go item by item, either one.
Whatever works for you guys. I'm okay either way.
I know that in our tax collection, we already reached last year's goal, or max, so I assume after that, it's all extra gravy for the district.
Yes, sir. We have 97% collection.
So,
We're working with the chief appraiser on the public notice for the board, for the budget adoption and tax rate setting, so.
Sir, on the campus expenditure reports, each campus is on track to balance their budgets. In other words, expend all the money that they were awarded or given.
Yeah, so one of the things is they forget is that this budget has to carry in for the opening of school also, so we're there, and we've been supporting some with ESSER, so
Okay.
they have funds. They haven't known it before, so they didn't know what their budget was. but I know they entered appeals, but I don't know, it's like, they weren't able to view it on the sender. But all that's being changed. The big ones on the Lone Stars on page 116 shows a $12,005,428.78 fund balance. That's not counting the debt service or their payroll clearing account.
Like that logic report, is that something that we do to diversify funds? Like have,
I don't know what the intent was.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna try to separate restricted funds, but it never got anywhere. So we're gonna close it.
yeah, the interest is horrible.
Yeah.
Don't do anything.
They're almost at zero. That's what you get at your bank almost.
Booster Club, did we go over the Booster?
Page 139 is Mr. Florencio Cepeda, the business consultant.
Nobody has it. You have questions?
His first billing of $2,000. There's what he's is billing for. And there is a second one for 2,000, so, you know, we've spent only $4,000 on that so far. That'll,
You're slowly going down. Right?
yep.
Good.
And you don't see any applicants for finance director?
No, I interviewed two, but none that would not cause us more work, or the one that the board saved me from last time. And then page 142 is a TEA letter we sent in reference to the 1920 corrective action. I got that in the beginning of July, and I had to turn that in by July.
Do you have the original that you got, so we'll know what they were upset with us about, or what?
Yes, the answers are these compliance objectives.
I know I see all that, but what did we do that was, what were we doing?
That we had to correct.
We had to come up, we didn't have an attendance manual. We didn't have procedures of how we were reporting that. We had to create two manuals. We also submitted those. We didn't want to put it in here because of the bulk of the paper, but the big thing is that came out of it is on page 145, the administrative procedures that holds the principal accountable. It was kind of left to the attendance clerk, and this is an administrator's role and responsibility to check that teachers take attendance. We moved the 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. To get a better attendance reported on daily attendance. But you go through here and it tells you the procedures, what to do for each and every of those items that were listed in the corrective action. And this will get us, and then on page 152, you see the student attendance accounting procedures manual. That's brand new, that was created. I just Xeroxed a table of contents so you could get a feel of that manual, what's in that manual.
So have you gotten any feedback from your response?
Yes, it was closed, but I still have one more thing that they're asking for, and I'm gonna finish that up this week. They liked what we sent them, they accepted it. Okay. Then you see the Payne's report. Resub, and those are approved.
Sir, on the closed session section, it
Yes,
doesn't have the part that we need to read, that we're going into closed session. wait. My partner, I have to go all the way to the page itself. Okay, here we go. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, the Board of Trustees will hold a closed session as authorized under Texas Government Code Section 551.074 of the Open Meetings Act, and time is
7:51. Right?